Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Prem Predictions Show live on the Dugout Football Channel. And it is week 23. Yes, we are going through week 23 match week 23 predictions. And I'm delighted to say I've been joined by Mr. Patrick Cheeto from True City Fan. How are you, Patrick?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to be on this show. I always watch the show when I'm at work. I have my notifications on. Most YouTubers have no idea, but when I'm talking to them privately and say, "Oh, this happened on your show," they're surprised. But it keeps me going at work, you know. When you're closing at night, it's good to just have a YouTube channel, listening to other fans and how things are going. But thanks for having me, man, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It is an absolute pleasure. And yeah, please go and check out True City Fan because I do believe that you are very close to 2K. Am I right?
Yeah, things went mad, Doug. Especially with that Cancelo video. Do people love Cancelo? I don't get it. Do they love Cancelo or they like the misery? That is it German fans? I don't know. And I'm getting comments, so I like answering comments when I have time. There's a lot of comments. So I think it's German fans. And it's gone to 5K now. Obviously, some of us don't do big numbers. 5K is a big number. That's the first time I've ever reached that. It keeps going. So ever since that, the subs just keep going. Remember, I was saying by June, now to get 2K. Now it's actually at 1,900, and I don't know if it's 80 something. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I don't know what's
Wow.
going on. It's just doing it itself. And all I do is when I post and say sub, maybe two people sub, but it just keeps. I go to work, get back to check a few things, to do a shot. It just keeps going up. So whatever magic that Cancelo has, I think I'll continue with Cancelo videos.
Yeah, definitely. No, well done indeed. That is fantastic. Yes, it is live, Ballum. It is live. Do not worry about that. As I've said in the chat, it's live. Hello, Jade. Hello, Douglas, and the only
Hey,
City
how you
fan I
doing?
know in Patrick. Absolutely, Rennie. I'm good, mate. Hope you're good as well. Jade is in as well, saying hello to Rennie as well, and Nate is in as well. Good evening, Nate. Hope you are well as well. Now, as you will have noticed, I'm going to be doing some polls this evening. So, with every single game that is happening, there will be polls. There is one at the moment from obviously Manchester United against Leeds. That is kicking off in around an hour's time. And yeah, we will be previewing that game because obviously it is another manager has gone. Another manager has gone as well. Evening Nick Knack as well. Hope you're good. Hey Jade, we love polls. Of course you do. Of course you do. Um, and yes, we will do that as well. Right, the first game, as we've said, and it is on the poll. It is Manchester United against Leeds United. Leeds United, Patrick. Were you surprised to see Jesse Marsh go?
I like him. I don't know. He's not a bad manager. And you know the bad thing about the Prem? The Prem has destroyed managers that have potential. I think this place, as much as other people from other leagues can say, oh, it's not that difficult, Prem this, Prem that. I've seen a lot of managers want to challenge themselves. Like Hassan Husso, or Huford, whatever you call him from Southampton. He was a good manager. A good
Mm-hmm.
manager. But they come here, they do good, but is it just maybe the football they play was good in Germany, the football play is good in Italy, but when they come here, they get destroyed. I'm just impressed by that Brighton manager. I know at Club Bruges, is it not Bruges? Was it at Bruges? I think he beat PSG before he
Yeah.
left. Um, I'm impressed by him. Maybe he's just talented. Says Brentford, Liverpool 1-1. Luca as always on a negative. I just think Jesse came in while that team was a bit tired, leggy, and the players he had were sort of Bielsa's players. Bielsa never had proper defenders. It was Ben White who was the proper defender. So they
Yeah.
never got him from Brighton. Brighton decided to send to Arsenal. I just felt Jesse Marsh is a manager that could have been great if the team was okay, doing okay, not like Leeds fighting for their life. I think an okay team, maybe left like a Crystal Palace or whatever, I think he could have done well. I feel bad, man. I liked him. Every time he comes on TV, I liked him. And I liked his speeches and the way he brought the players together after the game. I just liked him. I'm tired of
Yeah.
seeing the same managers in the Prem. I was interested to see somebody from outside.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think he was unlucky, but I think when you've had like only 3 wins in 17 games, I think this season, I think there was always going to be that sort of question mark. Well, would he have, obviously, stayed there as well. I have to be honest. Have you been impressed with Man United recently? They certainly have picked up form a bit recently.
Okay, we were having a conversation with one of my Liverpool friends, and maybe we were just bitter, two bitter people who are at the top. But we were right. We were like, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United fans want to make themselves. They want to pretend to say that the next Liverpool City. You know yourself. You've been hearing the mamas, but it's like the quality of football that I've played in both of their games is nowhere near when City and Liverpool played each other. It's nowhere near. Remember, you used to be on the edge of your seat. I used to sweat and my heart used to pound before when they were walking. I'll be like, oh my God. Like it was an interesting football match. The two are not playing like when they play together, it's not interesting. And I give props to Ten Hag. I think that's not his team yet. I think that's not the team we're going to see in a few years. And I think that's not Ten Hag football. I think the football we're looking at is damage limitation. These are the tools I have. Let me do the best with the tools I have to win, which is credit to him because he's playing with a team that is not his yet. Because I have a feeling he's going to get rid of De Gea. The keeper, he will be gone. I have a feeling some of the defenders will be gone. Maguire, obviously, he doesn't fancy him, even though Maguire, I would think somebody like Ten Hag would because he is a defender who can pass the ball, carry the ball. But I just feel like that's not his team yet. But fair play to him for managing to take players that don't really belong to him with a few additions and make them play good. I'm actually in fear that if they get momentum, and let's say, for instance, an example, Arsenal, people keep packing the bus for Arsenal like they did Liverpool and City, because I think Arsenal struggle with something like this. I feel like people will not fear United and you end up United going to the top and we'll have United winning the league, which will be painful for everybody.
Yeah, I know it's something I don't really want to think about at the moment, but the way that they're playing right now is, I think it just may have come a little bit sort of too soon. Like I got to say, I think they will fall away at some point. I don't know if it will be sort of tonight. I mean, they are playing Leeds, and Leeds away at Old Trafford. I think the last couple of games since they've been in the Premier League, I think was 6-2 and 5-1. Yeah. So I've got to say that I can only see one winner here, and I'm going Man United, and I'm actually going to go for the same scoreline as last season. I'm going 5-1. I think this could be an absolute rout for Leeds.
Can I ask you something, right? And I want to know what you think, because every time you speak, or every time even you come to our channel in the comments, or even the time you came to our channel, even Carl was like, he likes how you speak. You always remove your unbiased hat and you speak like you're a pundit, a professional pundit. You look at stuff. Let me ask you something, Doug. Do you think United are good? That Newcastle is good? Or Aston is good? Or some of the big boys have fell off and then given the opportunity, some of the big boys and some teams have fell off and underperformed and given the opportunity for these? Or these guys have just become good?
I think it's a bit of both. I think the fact that Liverpool and Chelsea have fallen away ever so slightly. You have to give credit to Newcastle. I do think, though, I'm a little bit concerned about their draws. I think they're getting way too many draws at the moment.
Eight so far.
8 draws, yeah. I think they're getting way too many draws, and I think that could be the difference between sort of top 4. And I think they'll get Europe. I think they're all but guaranteed now at a top 10 finish. I cannot see them finishing anywhere below there's 10th now. Yeah, so I think there's definitely that as well. Tottenham, I mean, I know they beat you guys, but they're very inconsistent. They're very, very inconsistent. I just think it's a case of big teams have struggled this season, and I do think as well that we are looking at potentially like Arsenal Manchester City title race. Like I've never known that to be a title race. Like I've obviously always had sort of
Southern was down, the other was up.
Yeah,
when Arsenal was on top, City were down. When City were top, Arsenal were falling. At that we took that position in the top 4. You're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it is a case of two things there. But yeah, how do you see this one going? Man United Leeds.
Uh, Look, I don't know. Caretaker bounce, hoping for it. New manager bounce, no new manager yet. So no new manager is also sitting in the stand. You know, some players react when they know there's a manager sitting in the stand. I don't know. I'm conflicted because I have seen caretakers take a team and the team with some spirit play out of their skin. But Leeds United are Leeds United. They seem to want to play attacking football, open football with even big boys. I think you're right. It's going to be a 4-1 for me.
4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be a bit of a rout as well. Guys, remember there is a poll going on in the chat. 79% say Manchester United, 14% say draw. And I think we did have a smattering of Leeds fans because there is 7% of Leeds fans actually think they can go to Old Trafford and get a victory. So we'll obviously need to wait and see. Ballon, Patrick knows he's ready for League Two with City face of a broken man.
Jade, give it up, Jade, give it up.
Lucas says 2-0 Manchester United. How many managers have been sacked this season? Right. So Scott Parker, Bruno Lage, Ralph Hasenhüttl,
Jesse Marsh,
Thomas Tuchel, Jesse Marsh, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard. That's 7.
Yeah.
I
don't think it. Who else? I was about to say Potter, but Potter is at Chelsea, so yeah. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking 7.
Yeah, Crystal Palace have 7. The same. Yeah, Crystal Palace have the same manager. Newcastle is the same manager. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah. There you go.
Wait.
There you go.
The Forest one, we thought he was gonna get sacked, but he hasn't got sacked. He's still there. The Nottingham Forest manager is still there.
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, somebody who's that who got sacked? The other guy. Who was he coaching? Fulham, the Fulham one. Yeah, you mentioned him already. Do you remember Marco Silva replaced? No, not the Fulham. Somebody got sacked. He was dressed in smart. What's his name?
Scott Parker.
Scott Parker. You mentioned him, didn't you? Scott Parker.
Yeah, he's now Club Brugge manager. He's a Champions League manager.
Yeah, he took over from the manager who's going to Brighton. I think so.
Yeah. That's mental. That is absolutely mental as well. Rennie says Manchester United. Luca's gone for Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. My goodness me. Have more faith in your team, he says. The Saints fans weren't big fans of Hasenhüttl, though I think towards the end, I think he lost his way ever so slightly. Although in hindsight, it looks like we should have kept him. Oh yeah, Nick Nack is a Southampton fan. I forgot about that. I did forget about that, Nick Nack.
I think you missed a comment there. You say, is it Bauham says, I'm back. What does the true Manchester fan think? Will they leave the Premier League or simply a story from the sky? All I can say is, I don't know if we're going to leave the Prem. Everybody's hoping. It wouldn't be just a story from Sky. I'm pretty sure Sky were briefed by a Premier League, and also our own club has made a statement, so it means the allegations are true that have been put on them. So I don't know at the moment in time. I think as me and Doug discussed it off camera, all I can say is hopefully we all wait for the results. Whatever happens. What else can you do as a fan?
Yeah, 100%. Jesse Marsh, manager from Wisconsin, needed time. He took over from Bielsa. They signed from American players and etc. The Premier League has more money, absolutely. Lucas gone 2-1 to West Ham. You're going ever so ahead. We'll get there. If Leeds get the former manager, I did see that. 3 teams are going to go down to whether 20 managers get sacked or 0 managers get sacked. Board members don't seem to realise this. That is very true. You could still win the league. It is possible.
They could.
It is possible. Happen. Crazy as that may seem. Yes, absolutely. Sportcat is in. Hello, Sportcat. We're not done the Chelsea game. We are coming to it. Do not worry. We do not worry about that. John Conway is in. Hello, John. Hope you're good. Arsenal say you have to play each other twice, so 6 points are getting dropped there between them. Yeah, that could be very interesting. First game or 4 points each if it's 2 draws. Exactly. Where are we in terms of predictions? We are at Man United, Leeds United. And by the way, guys, if you had obviously been in before, you will have known that apparently Leeds United, Manchester United is actually the weekend game as well. So Manchester United playing Leeds United twice in the space of 4 days is quite mental.
We're not doing the Spurs like us. We played Spurs, then played Spurs, we played another team, then Spurs again.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Hello, Jordan Hyman. 1-1 draw. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1. Hard to be on the routine home. Yeah, Manchester United should win tonight. 3-1 Manchester United. Gerard. Barabutia, hello, good evening. Can you wish my granddaughter a happy 13th birthday? She's a passionate United fan like me. Happy 13th birthday to your granddaughter, Barat. Happy 13th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Man United 3, Leeds 0, says John Conway. Did you count Scott Parker? Yes, we did.
Yeah,
we
certainly did.
Certainly did. Her name is Leah. Happy birthday, Leah. Happy birthday. Hello, Niall. Hope you're good. Jan says 1-1. 4-0 United. Douglas to get all 4 assisted by Patrick's corner kicks. We'll wait and see about that one. Fulham 1. Wow, loads of people are going for... Yes, Huddersfield did sack Mark Fotheringham today as well. It's crazy for that to happen in the league. It is. It certainly is. Hello, Bluebird Legend. I hope you're good. To know Arsenal. Old Trafford fixture will be a different kettle of fish to the Elland Road match. Absolutely. You see Marshmallow is back in training for God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes, I have seen him. But I wouldn't actually say this now. I would probably say... wait until you see the team on Monday and see if he's actually there. Highly doubt it. Triple captain Rashford and I have Fernandes and Shaw my fantasy football. Wow, there you go indeed. Niall, what you did to I don't know what's happening, Jordan Hyman. Sorry. Realistically, what do you think will happen? I'm going to be honest again. I haven't really read up on it, but I think, if we're being honest, I think this case is going to be taken between 2 to 4 years. So I don't think there's going to be anything happening anytime soon. So we'll end the poll there. 81% say Manchester United, 12% say draw, and 6% say Leeds. Right. So I'll get the next poll up because the next game is a very interesting game. It's Saturday lunchtime, and it is at the London Stadium. It's West Ham against Chelsea. Patrick, have you been surprised of how poor Chelsea have been recently?
I have, and I know that's gonna shock a lot of people. As much as everybody loves to banter the next big team, I just felt Potter will find a way because I admired Potter. I used to admire his in-game tactics, his in-game subs. You would be beating Brighton, and then Potter would make a few changes, and then you would struggle. Even Pep said Potter's in-game tactics are difficult. People think it's easy to beat Brighton, but he was right. It's not easy to beat Brighton. Even the new Brighton. Both Brighton teams have been coached very well. So I'm surprised because I thought, regardless of the fact that there's players that are not great as people claim, I still say they're good. I think Ziyech is a good player. Pulisic, there's a player in there. Havertz is a player in there. You can't sit down and tell me that somebody coached these players to beat City in the UCL final, beat City 3 times seasons ago, and these are not players. You're lying to yourself. So I thought he could coach the hell out of them and find a way to win. But I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. Koulibaly has been dropped, and then they have started keeping clean sheets somehow. I don't know if you've noticed that since Koulibaly was dropped. Silva still their best defender. I think Zakaria was a bit of a miracle for them. I always wanted Zakaria at City because when he was cheap, I was like, this guy is a good player. I think Zakaria would have been great for Liverpool if you guys took him when Gini left.
Yep.
I forgot his name. What's his name? The other midfielder, the one from is it Kulusevski?
Kulusevski.
Yeah, I think so. I know he's no. I think I made a mistake. Kulusevski is from Spurs. Kovacic. Yeah.
Kovacic. Yeah,
Kovacic and Zakaria looks great. Chilwell obviously is injured, but they had Cucurella and he had Cucurella at Brighton. So I genuinely thought, regardless how things are bad in this team, it's not that bad. But I just think it's the players. I think some of them are just down in twos because Porter is setting them up. I set them up different ways if you've watched it multiple times, and they still can't play the Porter ball we've seen. The only thing you see that some of these players are down in twos is when Felix came on. The time
Yes.
he was the red card, you could say that he was working hard, the best player on the pitch. Modric comes on, signs on, looks like the best player on the pitch. He tries 1-2s with Mason Mount and Havertz, and they don't give it back to him. So I just think it's the players. I think some just have to move. I think the damage was done somehow. I think these players just don't want to play. So I think Potter,
Yeah.
it's either he sits down with the players, finds out which players are willing to play for him. It looks like Aya is, Kovacic is, the new defender they got is willing. Silva is a good professional. I see Kepa has become a different sort of keeper. Amazing
Yeah.
for him because that price tag was on his head. Raheem will always give 10 and 110%, but Havertz, Mount, Ziyech, they look, and Pulisic look like they don't want to be at Chelsea. I don't know why they didn't move on Ziyech. I don't know why they did the fake documents 3 times. They should have just let him go. So I'm surprised, man, with Chelsea. And I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me. The players they have, they're good enough for them to be in the top 4. I just think it's an excuse when they say, oh, we're underdogs. I just think it's an excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. West Ham, I mean, they beat Everton 2-0, but who predicted them to go to St James's Park and actually get a 1-1 draw? That was a very, very good result. And obviously they had the Derby win as well at Pride Park. I know it's not called Pride Park anymore, but who cares? But West Ham, for me, I look at this game and I think this is a game they can think about winning. They've got a pretty good record against Chelsea at the London Stadium.
Yeah, I think right now West Ham is sitting there licking their lips, knowing that there's no confidence in this Chelsea team, knowing that Porter is under pressure. Moyes is an experienced manager. I actually listed him as one of the managers to get sacked because West Ham haven't been performing that great. I think they'll beat Chelsea. I think this is a draw. Or we can say West Ham is a decent team, so we'll see how far Chelsea have gone ever since introducing Enzo Fernandez for 125 million and then introducing Modric for another big hefty price tag. Felix will be back, isn't it? Felix will be back. So maybe there'll be players that are willing to fight. I don't know when Raheem is back. I've never seen Raheem injured for this long. It's the first time I've seen Raheem injured for this long. He was never injured this long at City. He would be injured and then skip one game, play the next game.
Yeah. What are you going to go for?
I think 2-1 to West Ham.
That's exactly what I've gone for. And actually, I wouldn't be too surprised by that as well. Another bit of news from Chelsea. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but apparently Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang might be leaving Chelsea on a free transfer. And apparently he could be going to the MLS to join Los Angeles Football Club. Obviously, LA Galaxy, I think they used to be called, but obviously LAFC. That's a bit of a fall from grace for Aubameyang, isn't it?
Would we call it that though at this point in time? To be honest with you, I think Porter just never liked the guy because, to be honest with you, there were situations where I think Aubameyang could have done damage. I think regardless the fact that I think it's just that Aubameyang, is a confidence player. So I think if he saw that Porter doesn't rate me, I think that's why it's not good. But I just feel maybe it's time for Aubameyang to go somewhere, go make that bag, go somewhere else and just make that money. I think he's going to ball in America. I think he's going to be dangerous. I wouldn't be surprised if the headlines are just Aubameyang. And he's going to enjoy it. He likes that American lifestyle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, party lifestyle. So he's going to enjoy it in LA.
A lot of people do like the American lifestyle, so I do think he will do. Sportcast says we have Joe Felix back. I did see that. 1-1. Sportcast 2 says we can't expect all our signings to click straight away. They'll bounce back. Yeah, absolutely. United only 67% of the betting odds to win. Very interesting. John Conway's gone West Ham 2, Chelsea 2. It's a bit of a Desmond there. Badiashile has been amazing. Yes, he has. I think, if we're being honest, Chelsea against Fulham, I know you drew 0-0. I would say Kenny Teddy was man of the match overall, but I think when we're looking at Chelsea players, I think Badiashile was definitely man of the match because I think he was very, very good. I think that's what Chelsea need. I think they need an experienced head by like Thiago Silva at the back, and then I think they need someone like a Badiashile at the back as well. He was very, very good. Barat says 1-0 to Chelsea. They may slightly improve with Felix coming back. That is very, very true. Jan says 1-1 between West Ham and Chelsea. Jordan Hyman's gone 2-0 to West Ham. Imagine that back four of Chilwell, Silva, Badiashile, James when fully fit. Yes, that is very, very true. No Koulibaly in the back four. No, Koulibaly's been poor. I think the problem is, I think Chelsea have got a Koulibaly that's about 2, 3, 4 years older than they should have probably got him when he was maybe about 26. So for me, I think Koulibaly he's a good player, but I think he has lost his legs. I think he has lost his legs. Koulibaly is awful. Mount is awful. The problem Brian had when Potter was manager was not scoring goals exactly, and I think that's sort of creeped into Chelsea. Koulibaly is a good player, scoring more than Thiago Silva. Give us Mount. No thanks. Definitely not. Our defence is good, though. We have the 4th best defence in the league. You have Koulibaly better than Silva. Nah, not for me. Not for me.
No.
Newcastle have only won 1 in the last 5. Yes, they have. Ziyech is usually good. Wasn't good on Friday because he wasn't in the right frame of mind to play. Imagine how good we would have been with Tuchel. It's one of those anything could happen games. Ziyech should have went to PSG reunion with Hakimi. 1-1 draw for me. We all knew Aubameyang was a panic buy at the time. Yes, we did. Nate says Los Angeles FC Galaxy are 2 separate. Yes, they are. I did remember that. I did remember that. And obviously, Nate, I do apologize. I know you were American, so I do apologize for that. Even Che Adams would be a star in the MLS. Yes, absolutely. Moyes are predicted to be sacked since we run Europa League last year. Antonio was a run at bad form. Sochik dropped 2-1 West Ham, says Luca. Aubameyang, just go back to Barca. God damn, I'll go to Liga 1 or Serie A. Interesting. I signed Koulibaly 5 years too late. John Conway's just subbed to your channel, Patrick.
Oh, thank
as well.
you. Thank you, John. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate that, man. It's as every little helps Tesco.
Yes, absolutely. West Ham 0, Chelsea 3. Wow, 3-0 Chelsea. Very interesting. I know you do have a channel, and no need to apologise. Don't follow MLS, really. And then Lucas says Chelsea need Declan Rice and De Ligt and Osimhen or Martinez. That's what Chelsea need. Interesting. Right, this is very interesting, this poll. 17% of you, including me and Patrick, think the West Ham are going to win. 42% say draw and 42% say Chelsea. So it is a very, very divided one, I would have to say. I will get the next game. I will get the next game on as well. So we'll end the poll there. So that one was quite a very, very divided one. 42% say draw and 42% say Chelsea. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Now, Luca, I know that you are the next game. Arsenal against Brentford. Now, I know you have obviously said you don't see Arsenal winning this game, but can I remind you the score at the Brentford Community Stadium? I think it was in December, actually. And Arsenal actually came out about 3-0 winners as well. But since then, Brentford have been fabulous. I don't think they've lost in like 8 or 9 games. Patrick, how impressed have you been with Brentford this season?
Obviously, they beat us. They beat United. I don't know. I think they also beat you guys.
Beat us, yeah.
Very frustrating team. Do you know what pisses me off about Brentford, Dad? They will play Liverpool, they'll play City or United. They will go at it. Like it's proper bullying. Like it's bullying football. It's power, bullying, pace. Then they'll go play West Ham or they'll go play Forest and lose. I don't get it. And they'll just like it won't even be the same team. They won't even defend the same way. They'll let in goals. But they look like the specialists at beating the big guys. Remember when Wolves first came? The specialists, they were just specialists at beating everybody big and getting draws. So Brentford have been impressed. The manager he's very humble. He always talks tactics during his match press conference, even after. He always says how he beat somebody. I like the team. Like, nothing you can go against. The only thing that's bad that's come out of Brentford is Tony's charges. But apart from that, Brentford is just one of those quiet teams that are just there. I'm pretty sure when they first came up, everybody was expecting them to go down after the players they sold. Was it Watkins from there? Watkins was from there, wasn't he? A few players.
Watkins, Watkins, Mopey.
They sold a few players. So people thought, when they come back up, they don't have that kind of caliber of player. They'll go back down. But they're good. I see a lot of. I was surprised to find out a lot of Chelsea fans want Tony. Ivan Tony. I was surprised by that. I was like, seriously, you want Tony?
To be honest with you, though, I do think that would be quite a sensible move. In all honesty, obviously, well, you obviously know who I support, but I've been gunning for Tony to play this for Liverpool. I think he's a very, very good player. But I mean, Brentford will be disappointed with the way they play against Arsenal earlier on this season. Could Brentford get something here?
Okay, so the hope I have is I've seen Brentford play Liverpool and City in the peak of their powers and obviously beaten both of us or taken a draw, taken points off us. When Brentford want to park the bus, I have seen parking the bus. There's Brentford parking bus.
Yes.
You can't go anywhere. So what I'm thinking is, right now they're going away to the Emirates, right? They were beaten at Brentford home. Obviously at home, they wanted to entertain the fans. They could have beat Lakers. And then now, obviously, maybe Brentford, as most teams, didn't fear Arsenal at first last season. I have a feeling they're going to park the bus. Now, if they park the bus as much as they do against you and us, the way they do it, and they're very disciplined, they don't move 20 then counters you. I have a feeling Arsenal might be in for a surprise, because I watched them against Everton, I watched them against Newcastle. As soon as somebody parks the bus, I have noticed that Odegaard doesn't have that juice like De Bruyne, and Odegaard doesn't have that juice like Trent in his prime, where Trent would whoop across. There's nobody who can whoop across, and then Mane and Salah will probably get the ball and dribble past people and score. That's the only fear, but I don't know. This one I'm very it's one of those games I'm waiting to see that is this Arsenal team, do they have that juice to break up a low block? Because I know Brentford are coming for that. So I don't know.
I am going to be honest. I'm torn on this one. I'll be honest. I have 2-0 Arsenal, but I would not be surprised if this finishes in a draw. I would not be too surprised if this finishes in a draw.
Do you know what? You also wouldn't be surprised. This is what I can tell you. Do you see what they've done to you and my team and your team in that peak, where we tried and tried? You go at them. Remember, you go at them. The block off the line. It's just like difficult to break them. It's the most frustrating game they want to do. If they do that to Arsenal, just asking you how frustrating it's been. It's the experience of Liverpool and City. Sometimes that's how we unlocked some of these teams with 1-0s, getting pens. I just don't see Arsenal because I've seen them. All they do is attack Arsenal, right? Now Brentford will catch you on the counter. It's just something, a voice in the back of my head, that if Brentford go with their usual muscle in midfield, same as Everton, because Brentford have got this other guy from Nigeria. They usually put him. And they've got this other left back also from the right back or left back. I don't know if he's from Nigeria. They're very difficult, and they just use speed and power. And then Ivan Toney and his partner, the other guy, whatever, the guy without the hair, they are difficult. they're willing to work. So if they're having that game, I'm just skeptic that you're right. It might be a draw. So I'm going for a draw. I have a feeling it might be a draw. But also there's a voice in the back of my head that these are the games Tony bullies teams. City. Arsenal are City 2.0, and I don't see anybody willing for a tussle with Tony if he bullies them like he did us. I just feel like there's something in here. I think as much as Arsenal fans are being giddy that we beat these guys 3-0, this is getting Brentford after Everton away, especially. I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. So I'm going with a draw.
Draw. What?
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
1-1. I wouldn't be too surprised if it's a draw as well. I would not be too surprised as well. Let's see what some of you are saying. By the way, guys, the 35 minutes in, I do have forgotten to say it. Smash a like when you come in the video, and also do hit that subscribe button as well. Do hit that big red subscribe button, and also subscribe to True City Fan. You'll see his link in the title of the video, so please go and check his channel out as well. 2-1 Arsenal. Nick says 2-1 Arsenal will be an easy game. 1-1. Jan just swapped to your channel. 2-1 Arsenal, says Jan. Arsenal 1, Brentford 1. Hello, Zonaldo. I think that's how you say it. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. I do appreciate it. I can't understand what that is, but great to see you in the chat. Is Tony a massive upgrade on Weghorst? I have never seen as good a penalty kick taker than Ivan Toney, because when he hits a penalty, usually bursts the back of the net. He is a very good penalty kick taker anyway. Man United is the best, so Ronaldo's a Man United fan. Arsenal 2-1. Won't be surprised if Brentford 1, though. I wouldn't be surprised. There you go. Hello. Zonaldo. Ravi's in. Hello, Ravi. Hope you're good. Big up. Slap them likes up and subscribe. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Big up, Ravi. What channel's tonight's game on? I don't think it's on terrestrial TV. Sorry, I don't think it's on Sky, because I know from BBC One they're showing actually Sunderland against Fulham, the FA Cup tie. So I don't think it's on TV. I don't think it's on TV. I think you're going to need one of those Amazon Fire Sticks or one of these Fire Sticks to watch it on. I don't know what channel it is on. I don't think it's on Sky. I certainly don't think it's on Sky. What channel? Marseille PSG. I'm not sure actually. BT Sport, I think. Not sure. You'll get at least 5-1 on the draw. I reckon we draw against City. Interesting. Indian Scout says, big up guys. If this wasn't at the Emirates, then I can see Arsenal dropping points, but at home they will probably win. Being 11. Not on TV. What? Yeah. The only Premier League game, and it is not on TV. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It says it's because I just googled it. It says it's because it was one of the games cancelled after the Queen thing, so it was reorganized. That's what they say after the Queen's death. So that's how it ended up not being on TV. That's what I just read here. Yeah.
That explains that. That explains that. Right. This poll is very, very interesting. Arsenal 57%. So obviously loads of people think Arsenal are going to win. 14% say draw. 29% say Brentford.
Wow, so, there's a 29% out there.
Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't be too surprised if they win. I wouldn't be too surprised if they get a draw.
And Brentford are scumbags, if you don't mind this. No offense. Yeah. I like the team, no offense to the fan base, but the team that are like that, they'll come to your stadium and do it at your stadium, and they love it, and they love the whole boo. They don't care because we were booing them. We didn't care at all. So
no, I love Thomas Frank as a manager. I think he's absolutely top notch. I think he's a great manager. And we'll obviously wait and see. I would be happy if we get 4 points, beat Brentford and draw City. We lose 2 of them title. Oh, Jesus, Luca. Jesus, right. We'll end that poll. We will end that poll. So that was a convincing Arsenal one. The next game. First of all, how is this a derby? Because apparently this is called the M23 derby. It is Crystal Palace against Brighton. Now, when we look at Brighton against Crystal Palace or Crystal Palace against Brighton, there's only really one sort of result that comes to mind. Draw. But Brighton are on absolute fire right now. And I have to say, Arsenal bought the wrong Brighton player. Mitoma is absolutely magnificent player. I honestly think he is one of the... Brighton's scouting network, one of the best in the Premier League by far. because they keep getting players for peanuts. Like Mitoma, 3.5. Sorry, Moises Caicedo, 3.5 million. Mitoma, I think, was about 4 or 5 million. How did they keep doing it, Patrick?
I don't know. I'm impressed, and I don't know. Some City fans were going at me when I said Mitoma looks like a baller, and he looks like something you need in a Liverpool and City team right now. And they're like, "What do you mean?" Because he's unpredictable.
Yeah.
And for the fact that it came out and it's true, this guy apparently studied and defended his degree, did a thesis on dribbling. So he studied how to dribble defenders and how other defenders react. And when he was in the J League, he used to put a camera and try see when he's dribbling people what movements defender. So he studied defender movements. That's why if you watch him closely, you've noticed his dribbling is calculated, and he takes you somewhere and he takes you to another angle. And what he did to Trent, as I said, Trent, wherever you are, at the end of the season, I don't promote violence, but call me Toma and say we have to fight. We have to fight. What you did to me in these 3 games, you saw what he did. He's so clever. Like that's what you need. It reminds me of Son when he first came, and I know because they're both Asian. People say that no. It's just I liked Son. He was my dream player. Then finally, I found out Son is 30 years old because Mitoma is hardworking. Son used to do that track back. It's just Son was unpredictable, and every time Son is 1v1, it's a goal. And Mitoma, what he did, like to Gomez and the defenders, I know it's on your expense, sorry, Doug, but a point where you control the ball, then he pretended to hit it and control it again, so everybody moved, including your keeper, and then he lobs it before it even hits the ground. I just think if he continues, Brighton are licking their lips because they know somebody's watching. And Doug, that's what's missing from our wingers, both City and Liverpool, because our wingers are so predictable right now. You need somebody who you don't know what they're going to do. He's just incredible. And you know what's letting him down at Brighton? The strikers or whoever plays as a striker or a first nine, they're missing. He could have had a lot of assists. I have seen him so frustrated. He beats a man, easy tap-ins, people are roofing them, missing. So Mitoma, man, what a player. And Brighton, the scouting system is incredible. We thought they were done. Trossard was one of the best players. They're like, take him. Caicedo, people are coming after him. They bought him for like 4 million or 5 million. Man United had the opportunity to buy him during Oli, and Oli said, I have enough with McTominay and Fred. They could have got him for 5 million. Now they are asking for 80. I'm pretty sure they'll ask for 90. Man, how far can Brighton scout? It's incredible, and it's beautiful to see. Of course, I'm not happy because they're becoming a bit of agreed on the charging, but well, get your own scouts and scout this talent. But my God, did you ever think a player from the J League will come to the Prem and rip it apart like this?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And you know, we kind of saw Mitoma from like the World Cup as well. He was very, very good at the World Cup as well. I think he scored against Spain actually. I think he scored against Spain. He was a very, very good player at the World Cup, and he just seems to have taken on a notch as well. Were Crystal Palace unlucky to lose to Manchester United at the weekend?
Not particularly. They didn't look as great as they did the other game, the one they ended up scoring. Because the other Crystal Palace game, when they draw, I think United were lucky to draw. I think Crystal Palace were just poor at finishing. And you know, Zaha in the last minute could have also finished it if his legs didn't run out. I think a younger Zaha finishes that last pass, you know, in the other 1-1 game where he went through and what's his name caught up to him. One of the guys caught up to him. I don't know. In the last game, I wasn't impressed. I don't know. I just felt like United did enough to beat them, and then the fight broke up, and Casemiro started choking somebody. But I don't know. Right now, Crystal Palace, somebody's writing that they have no Zaha. Somebody said in the comments, I'm not sure about that. But if you look at the history between Brighton and Crystal Palace, in 2020, it was 1-0 Crystal Palace. In 2020, it was 1-1. In 2021, it was 2-1 Crystal Palace. In 2021, draw. In 2022, draw. So it's majority of draws between these two. but that's before Mitoma is dangerous.
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
what's going to stop Mitoma in that in the Crystal Palace defense.
Yeah. I mean, draw is what I've gone for. I think it will be a very, very good game. I have gone 1-1, but the fact now that Zaha is injured potentially makes me think. I think Brighton will probably go there and probably win. But then again, Brighton don't have the best record at Selhurst Park.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
just sort of making me sort of stop from going for a Brighton win. But I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick with my result. I'm gonna go 1-1 in this one.
yeah. In the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the 5 meetings, Brighton haven't beaten Crystal Palace. It's been draws or Crystal Palace winning by 2-1 or 1-0. And that's even at
Right.
Brighton, which is quite funny. So
All
Crystal Palace
right.
actually beat Brighton at Brighton and draw at Crystal Palace. So I don't know. I'm also seeing a 1-1. I think it's going to be a draw. But I think if Brighton win, I think it'll be up to players like Mitoma and McAllister showing up.
Yeah. You going for a draw as well?
Yeah, I'm going for a draw 1-1.
1-1 as well. Yeah. I think that could happen as well. That's also looking forward to some midweek Premier League footy. Yeah, I know it is as well. But then again, you got Sunderland against Fulham on BBC One as well. Not the time yet. Anthony's in. Hello, Bigger Douglas. Arsenal to win 2-0. Man City got Villa. I think Villa will come out with something in this game. With all the stuff going on with Man City, I think their morale will be low. It'll be interesting. One game United. 2-2 for me, says Indian Scouser. Always been one of those rivalries that makes zero sense. Yeah, I know. M23 Derby. I don't get it. I do not get it. And I have absolutely no idea how this is a 3 o'clock kickoff as well. This game shouldn't be 3 o'clock kickoff. It's a good game. I go 2-1 Brighton. Rennie's gone 5-0 Brighton. Wow. 5-0. That's quite something. Palace 1, Brighton 3, says John Conway. Mitoma's a late bloomer, though, will be 26 in May. Yeah, he's 25 now, in fact.
It's still a good age to pick him up, though.
Definitely. But then so was Drogba. That is very, very true. Very, very true indeed. Dan Milne says, Crystal Palace, no Brighton 2. Think Palace still struggle without Zaha. No Zaha, no chance Palace. 3-2 Brighton. The thing is, a big team like United or Chelsea would never pick these players to actually be in the first 11. That's quite true, actually. That is very, very true. McAllister had a good World Cup. His goal against Poland was good. He was certainly good. So I said only broke into the Brighton team at the tail end of last season. Yeah, and look what he's doing now. He's ripping it up in that Brighton. Oh, here we go. Chris, let's just tell you, hello. What wears glass slippers and weighs over £4,000? A Cinderelephant. Yeah. Enough said.
Okay.
And then he had to copy it as well. Tail end. And then he says, "Pick up Douglas and Patrick." Hi Chris. Hi Jade. Equals right colour. Lol. Haha. Noted. Derby is Liverpool's Tranmere now. Trust you to say that. Shane is in. Good evening, Shane. Hope you're good. My friend. 1-1. He's gone for West Ham, Chelsea. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1, and he's also gone for 3-1 to Brighton as well. Now, this poll, 9% say Palace, 18% say draw, 73% say Brighton.
Of course.
So, yeah, a lot of people think Brighton are going to win that game. Interesting.
I'm not surprised because the right now, if you look at who's better and whose players are better, it's Brighton. But I just looking at the record that even the Potter Brighton was good, but they were still not good enough to beat Palace. They were drawing, and Palace was beating them on their own turf. Crystal Palace are a difficult team, so we'll see anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just getting the next game ready because it is a game of well. At the start of the season, you would have probably thought these two would be relegation candidates to basically go down, but they've actually been the opposite. It is a game between Fulham and Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest have pulled themselves away from the relegation zone.
Yeah, they have.
But I'm going to say this now. Fulham, for me, I have to be a massive apology to Marco Silva. I did not think he could do it in the Premier League, but look what he's done to Fulham. He's made them very, very difficult to beat. They almost beat Chelsea the other night at I think they should have beaten Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. What do you think, Patrick? Do you think Fulham should have won
Yeah,
the other night?
yeah, they should have. They should have. They were better than Chelsea. There was a point in time where Chelsea was actually playing it for a draw, and if you look at the two teams, it looked like the big team was Fulham. No offense, Chelsea fans. Funny enough, Fulham and Nottingham Forest have only played once against each other. That's the record in the Premier League website. I think I've seen, and Fulham won 3-2 in that game away to Forest. Coming into this game, Fulham drew against Chelsea, lost to Spurs, lost to Newcastle. They beat Chelsea at home. Obviously, Fulham at home. They beat Leicester City away. Going into this game, guess what, Doug? Nottingham Forest have won 3 games and drawn twice. Wow. Just wow.
It's going to be a very, very intriguing game, actually. I mean, I look at Fulham, and I think Tete at right back the other night, he was fabulous against Chelsea. I thought he was really, really good. And obviously they've got Anthony Robinson as well. I know obviously we are sort of talking about obviously like left backs that City could target. Would Anthony Robinson be one that City potentially target in the summer?
Believe it or not, he's actually the favorite for me and my co-host Carl. We've been studying him on my channel. We made videos and videos of him. City scouted him when he was younger, when he was in the championship, and something just drew them away from him because they went for Mende. Yeah, I don't know if we can mention his name or not, to be honest. So now they look like they're looking at him. Apparently, according to rumors, they did test the waters with Fulham, and Fulham were demanding 35. But his contract is running out. He's not renewing his contract. I don't know if he's got a few months left on his contract. I would go for him. He's a very balanced fullback. And he's just Kyle Walker, but he can also attack. He's Kyle Walker who can attack. So I would go for him because, to be honest with you, as much as Pep and Klopp sometimes they love these ballers from outside the Prem, I've always wanted to advise Pep and Klopp, sometimes just look close to home. Go to the championship. You know what I mean? Go to the championship, go to the other teams and just get the best player. That's what Fergie did. Go to Brighton, get the best player. Go to Fulham, get the best player. That's simple. Do you know what happens when you get a team's best player? You weaken them. Luckily, they'll find a good replacement, but that's the best player, and he's got Premier League experience. So I would go for like Anthony Robinson instead of looking elsewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to start with this one. I think Fulham win this 2-0. I'm going to go for Fulham 1.
I'm going 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, Fulham.
Yeah, that could be very, very intriguing to say the very least. At the start of the season, people were tipping City would be the surprise of the season. I was like, who? I know I was as well. Here we go. How do you keep an elephant from charging? You take away his credit cards. Oh dear. Fulham to win. Let's go 2-0. Fulham 2-1. Fulham, come on, you cottagers. I hate Nottingham so much, says Rennie. Hi, Anthony Herbert. Fulham 2, Forest 1. So 2-0. Away from home, Forest are pretty pants. Yes, 1 win away from home all season, and that was against Southampton. We're not looking too rosy at the moment, I have to say. Fulham 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Fulham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Yep, absolutely. This poll, Fulham, 88% of you.
Wow, that's the highest one we have today.
88% of you think Fulham are going to beat Nottingham Forest. 12% have gone for a draw. And Nottingham Forest, 0% have gone for a Nottingham Forest. Yeah, 0% have gone for a Nottingham Forest.
This is where things go bad. We jinxed it. You find we give them 0% and they still beat Fulham. Because these teams, I know Fulham beat them, but these are the teams that Nottingham Forest, I think, will play without fear. and you'd be surprised Fulham actually falling down to this. I don't know, but I'm still going with the 2-1 Fulham. But I
2-1
wouldn't be
Fulham.
surprised. I would never be surprised if Nottingham Forest come with a draw or win. But
Yeah.
according to the record, they've never beaten Fulham.
Wow. There you go. There you go. Indeed. The next poll is actually up, people. The next poll is up, people. You started this last night, Douglas. I know I did. But I do like winding you up anyway. Fulham 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Fulham 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Wow, knowledgeable crowd. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, this is a tough one to call because if you have seen the news, Hugo Lloris is out between 6 to 8 weeks with a knee injury picked up against Manchester City. Yeah, what is it about the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Patrick? You just do not like going there.
I don't know. And you know what? We should ask Spurs themselves. What's it with you and just showing up and ruining City's day? Do you get it? Like at the end of the day, it's on City though. Like I can say this 100%, Doug. It's on us. Every time we
Yeah.
play Spurs, we give them the goal. I'm pretty sure, Doug, you sit on TV is like, why don't you do that to us? I'm pretty sure you sit there and say, why don't you give us goals like that? Somehow, I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's a mental thing or we say, no, this is Spurs, we can pass through them. Maybe the traps are too good. Every time we play Spurs, I want you to watch any goal. It's not like Spurs are playing better than us. They only start playing better because they park the bus and make it difficult for us and hold on to the lead. But guess what they do? We give them an easy goal, an easy tap in. Its defender has made a mistake. Our midfielder gets one. Was the when Gundogan got pushed once and the ref didn't whistle. Son went on goal. Champions League goals, we gave them the goals. It's at that stadium, City just freeze and don't have the courage. But every time at our stadium, people think actually Spurs have a good record. They don't. At the Etihad, they don't have a good record. People were just lied to because last season they took points. At the Etihad, actually they get smacked. And every time City meet Spurs in a cup game, we actually beat them in FA Cups and Carabao Cups. So I don't know, something gotta give. Eventually, there's something we just have to do. If we go back to the stadium again, I think this whole behavior of passing, maybe we should go like what we did with United when we beat them the other season 2-0. Because we knew United press and set traps, we were just loofing it over them. I think maybe we should do that because it looks like they set good traps. So I don't know, man. Because to be honest with you, do you know what's embarrassing? When you look at the record of Spurs, it's not that great. It's not that great, to be honest with you. So I just get embarrassed every time Spurs beat us because we gift them the games and it hurts.
Yeah, Leicester, they found a bit of a gem in them. I know it's only one game, but Tete looked pretty good against the Villa.
Yeah, he did, but the form is not great, Doug. Against Liverpool, Leicester lost 2-1. Against Fulham, they lost 1-0. Against Nottingham Forest, they lost 2-0. They drew against Brighton. They won 4-2 against Villa. If you look at Spurs' record, they beat City home and they beat Fulham away and they lost to City away. They lost to Arsenal at home. They lost to Crystal Palace away. Wow. Oh, no, they beat Crystal Palace away 4-0. And then if you look at the record between the recent meetings between Leicester City and Spurs, give it a guess.
I think Tottenham have won. They've won the last two. I know that 6-2 and then 3-2. I think
Tottenham have rinsed. I'm using the word rinsed Leicester City majority of the times. Leicester City won in 2020 2-0 against Spurs at Spurs Stadium. But ever since then, Spurs 4-2, Spurs 3-2, Spurs 3-1, Spurs 6-2.
Oh, yeah.
They have the number.
No, I jokingly said last night on Chris's channel, and he will know this. I actually predicted 6-2 Tottenham, but obviously that was not my prediction. I've got to be honest. I think because it's at the King Power. I can let. The problem I have with Leicester is inconsistency.
They still don't have a good record. at home.
It's inconsistency with winning games. Now, fantastic win against Aston Villa. Let me just say, fantastic win against Aston Villa. But where do Leicester sort of go from here? And I am going to go for a 2-1 win to Tottenham, because I just think Tottenham at Leicester have the upper hand. They always seem to, and Tottenham have the upper hand against Leicester anyway. So
yeah, I think Spurs are gonna beat them. Even with the keeper issue, I just feel like Spurs always find a way against Leicester. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those boring games where both of them fail to score. But I don't know. I don't know how good that defender has become. The one who looks like David and Luiz, the one who gave you 2 own goals, incredible own goals, by the way.
yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like Spurs will beat them. Son and Harry Kane, I think, will be too much for that Spurs defense.
yeah. What are you going for?
4-2 to Spurs.
4-2. Ooh. There has been a goal at Old Trafford. OMG. Leeds United have scored. Wow.
Oh, the caretaker bounce. The caretaker bounce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mental.
Bounce. Yeah.
Caretaker bounce might be happening. It is 1-0 to Leeds United.
Who scored? Who scored for Leeds? Do you have any idea who scored for Leeds?
No idea. If anyone knows who scored for Leeds, then leave it in the chat. Apparently, Fulham are 1-0 up against Sunderland as well.
Wow.
As well. Let's see what some of you are saying for this one. 3-2 Titty hat trick. Yeah, Titty's the new kid on the block, isn't he, Rennie? Certainly is. Leicester 2, Tottenham 2. Spurs fans won't be bothered about Lloris being out for 6 weeks. Nope, definitely not. Leicester in good form. I think they can get something. Spurs never played better than anyone. They just get bailed out by Kane. Leicester 1, Tottenham 1. Leicester 1, Tottenham 2. Lloris is out. What a shame. Congratulations to Kane on his goal record, but Luke Thomas won his first trophy at 19. Kane was, whoops. Also, Vardy won an EPL title, 1 FA Cup, 1 English Super Cup, Community Shield.
Wait. Oh, Doug. Okay. Let's dive on this. Do you see this, Doug? The game started at 8 o'clock. 2 minutes go.
2 minutes? Oh my god!
Yeah, I think so. Because I'm looking at that website. It says kickoff 3 minutes ago, right? Then within 2 minutes, it says goal. The visitors take the lead early, so 2 minutes go.
And it's Gononto, the young Italian boy, who scored. Wow!
I rate him.
Yeah, I do as well. It's Tetty time. In fact, the first coming does well. It'll be the end for Lloris of Forster, I think you mean to say. Forster is FFP. If Forster comes in, does well, it could be the end for Lloris at Spurs. Yes, Leeds have scored 1-0 Leeds. 33 times made in the Prem. We won 12. Spurs won 16. I doubt what happened 20 years ago is irrelevant. No, Leicester till I die. Fulham 0, Sunderland 1. Was that when Spurs last won a trophy? Whoops, not that recent. Gononto, yes. FFS cannot trust Man United to do anything. Lol. I mistyped. Gononto for Leeds just outside the box. Hit it low. Good goal. There you go. There you go indeed. Wow. This one's quite interesting as well, this poll. 43% of you think Leicester City and a draw, and only 14% say Tottenham. So maybe Hugo Lloris being out might be a good thing. Might be a bad thing for Tottenham. The next one is a bit of a difficult one because it is kind of a 6-pointer if we're being completely honest. Nathan Jones, Patrick, he's dominating the headlines, coming out and saying what I thought was absolutely ludicrous interview that he had, saying, "Oh, how good a manager I am," and then after the Brentford game, it just seems to. I don't know about you, Patrick, but I think this could be the season Southampton perish. I think they could be doomed.
Yeah, it doesn't look great, and I've never hated Southampton. I've never hated them at all. I've always thought, you know what, they're a decent team. They used to be a feeder club at a point in time. We've become the feeder club. Recently, we've given them a lot of kids from the academy. But I don't know, man. I think you're right. I think the time has come for Southampton to go down. I don't know who's gonna rescue them. And Nathan Jones can say whatever he wants, but the results on the pitch are not looking great. And you've got good players that can just keep win a game. You managed to beat City. Yes, not a good City, but you still had a game plan. So your players have ability. You get what I mean? It's just that I don't know why he's not able to be consistent. So I think they're going down. I think Southampton is generally in trouble unless they decide to bring Sam Allardyce out of retirement.
Yeah, that is very, very true. I have to say, fair play to Wolves. I know that Liverpool are not in the greatest of form at the moment, but Wolves took apart Liverpool. They played really, really well. One thing I will say though, Wolves struggle to score goals, but do you think in Pablo Sarabia that they might have maybe found that creative spark that they've been lacking?
I don't know, man. The Wolves striker himself, I just forgot his name. Jimenez, isn't it? Jimenez. I just feel like
Jimenez.
Jimenez with what's his name? Adama was a nice click before Adama went to Barca. Yes, I think they might have found a new guy to create in a different way, but I just feel like the Wolves team, we were sleeping on them. If you think about it, look at the team. Look deeply into that Wolves team. There's players that every top side can pick one and say, I want to take him. I'll take him. I have a long admiration of Adama, even though people laugh at me. I just feel like if Adama, especially for Klopp and Pep, he can be your plan B when you're failing, things are difficult. Ask him to bully people, get him to bully people, and then make space for your technical players. You know what I mean? I just feel like Adama, there's a player, but he's missing a manager. Does that make sense? I think there's a player in Adama, but he's missing a good manager. Just tell him that, my friend, you can dribble, you've got pace and power, but sometimes you have to position yourself here, and this is how you cross. Yeah, you're right. I think they found somebody who can help, and I see Adama is back to his best. He's assisting, he's putting in dangerous crosses. The Wolves will be fine, I think so. I thought for a minute Wolves were going down. I literally thought for a minute.
I think now they've got the manager in Lopetegui. I think they've got him in at the very right time. Bruno Lage, he was unlucky at Wolves, but unfortunately, I don't think the style of play was very, very good. I mean, Nick says Saints at home are useless. We won one game all season. I think you beat Everton at home. I think if my memory serves me correctly, I think you beat Everton at home. Yeah, I'm sorry to say this. I think this could potentially be Nathan Jones' last game in charge. I'm going for a narrow Wolves win. I'm going 1-0 to Wolves in this one.
I think 2-0 Wolves. I think it's gonna be 2-0. 2-0 to Wolves.
2-0 to Wolves.
Yeah.
Interesting indeed. Let's see what some of you are saying. Interesting, by the way, do we have Leicester fans in the chat? Yes, we do. Rennie says, bye, Douglas and Patrick below. Bye, Rennie. Thank you for tuning in. Southampton 1, Wolves 2. Losing to Brentford isn't going to make or break Saints season. They are a top 7 team, but I admit we are probably going down. Southampton 0, Wolves 2, says Shane. Dan, hello, Dan. Hope you're good, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Douglas and Patrick. Winner bust for Saints. Saints at home are useless. We won one game all season. Oh, Chelsea. Yeah, that's right. That was when Tuchel was in charge, wasn't it? That was when Tuchel was in charge. Southampton 0, Wolves 2, says Dan Milne. For this one, well, 0% think Southampton are going to win. 29% say draw. 71% say Wolves. Yeah, a very, very intriguing game, that one. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I can't see Southampton winning that game. Sorry, Nick Nack. I know obviously you're a big Saint fan, but unfortunately, I just cannot see. I cannot see. Um, I cannot see Southampton winning that game. The next game is the evening kickoff on Saturday, and is this how do I put this? Bournemouth, are we now seeing the Bournemouth that we kind of expected at the start of the season to be struggling?
Yeah, we did. They got a bit of form, didn't they? They gave us a bit of hope. They started playing good, and I was like, maybe they have got it together, and they've decided to say, you know what, we're not going to just go down that easily. But look, now it looks like things are not working out. If you look at the form, man, defeat against Crystal Palace, defeat against United, defeat against Brentford, draw against Forest, defeat against Brighton. And
Yeah.
as you said before, I'm looking at the form guide for Newcastle. Draw, win. My
Yeah.
God, that's another thing. You're right. You said it. You said at the beginning. Sometimes it's this Newcastle team is a bit fearful, but they're down for, I think, to win the trophy, because I thought they're going to win the trophy. I thought not that I just thought there's one of the teams that are going to be able to catch Arsenal, but the draws I think are not good for you. I remember when Klopp said the only reason why we didn't catch City was because of draws. I don't know if you remember this. You guys
Yeah.
had draws on the way. He says we should learn to, at least when you lose, be like City. They lose and then they win more games, in a row.
Yes. Yeah.
So draw, win, draw, and then go into Bournemouth. LLLLDL. No, not great. Not great.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the history of between these two clubs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, 1 draw, Newcastle 2-1, Newcastle 4-1, 1-1, 2-1 Newcastle. Bournemouth in 5 games haven't beaten Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as well, Eddie Howe, going back to his former club, I imagine he will get a pretty good reception when he goes to the Vitality Stadium on Saturday. I think that will be a good game, but the way I just see Bournemouth at this moment in time, I honestly think that I think they're going to go. I think they're another team that's going to go down. Being honest, and does this sort of question mark over sort of giving Gary O'Neill the permanent manager?
Serious?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? This is just my thing. I think Bournemouth. I think when they went down, when Eddie Howe was there, I remember they said Eddie Howe was working with peanuts, and then them going down was a big blow for them. Somebody said, "I don't think they'll ever come back." I think somebody said on Sky, because of the size of the stadium, size of everything. He was calculating for that. It's like, this is a huge loss for them, and somehow they came back. But maybe they're looking forward. Maybe Doug, they have accepted that we are not going to make it. So let's stick with somebody who maybe the boys love, the boys want to play for, and go down. Because I don't think there's hope. You can't have LLLL. Maybe the last minute, you never know. Miracle. But I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I've gone to no Newcastle. I can't see anything other than a Newcastle winning this one.
If Newcastle draw this again, they have to start. Eddie has to start asking himself: Did I take too many notes from Simeone? Maybe I should go to a manager who knows how to attack. Because remember, he went and hung out with Simeone. Apparently, those are the rumors. So I don't know. He's a good defensive coach because he's got the most clean sheets. But maybe try attack, because you've got Maximan and them guys who can score. Try coaching people to attack.
Yeah. What are you going to go for in this one?
I think Newcastle 2-0. But if Newcastle draw this, they have to be careful with their top 4 hopes. I think people smell blood.
Yeah, definitely. Best time to play a team is the final game before their manager gets sacked. That is true. Can't see beyond Newcastle. I can't see beyond Newcastle, to be honest with you. Bournemouth, no. Newcastle 4, says Shane. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 4, says John. Bournemouth, no. Newcastle 3. Bournemouth 1, Newcastle, no. Going for the shot. Ooh, Dan Milne. Going for a shock. Wow. True, Eddie Howe probably will get a good reception, but you know how fickle football fans can be. Interesting, this one. 17% say Bournemouth are going to win. 83% say Newcastle. Very, very interesting. Now, well, I'm not really going to put a poll out for the next game because actually the next game, funnily enough, is the second meet between Leeds United and Manchester United. Now, Leeds United are obviously still leading by a 0-0 at Old Trafford, but Elland Road is a different atmosphere than Old Trafford, isn't it?
It is. Pep Guardiola said it's one of the most difficult stadiums he's been to. It's hostile. The fans are close to you. You can feel that breath down your neck. That's what he said in his press. It's always pumping and it's loud. Do you know what? A lot of Premier League clubs claim that, our place is loud, but there's one place, it's Crystal Palace and Leeds. You can hear like the fans making so much noise. You know what I mean? You can hear like it's the fans making a lot of noise. Obviously, Anfield on a Champions League night, you can never beat that. I think that's why it's intimidating at Anfield on a Champions League night. Like, big up to you guys. You make people scared at that place, and you make sure that it's down. I'm pretty sure you get defeated before you even go on the ground at Anfield on a Champions League night. But yeah, Leeds, they cheer everything. Free kicks, the ref, everything. They boo, they cheer. The keeper, I remember, was saving against City with the time when they beat us or drew against us. They were they were cheering every single thing. Like, it's impossible to play against that. You know yourself, I used to play basketball and we played against some team, international team. They had cheerleaders, and these cheerleaders were louder than the other guys, like our team. And we never had cheerleaders, so they were like, it actually helped. They were cheering everything and pumping them, go, go, go. And you think yourself sometimes, you're like, oh my God, these guys are giving them more energy. So I don't know, man. At this point in time, Leeds United, I know that they're playing good, but I just know that maybe United will come back. So we'll see how they do away. But so far, so good for Leeds United. They're winning 1-0 right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to be honest. I can see United winning this, but I'm going to go 3-1 in this one. I think what might happen is I think Leeds might score first again, like obviously what they've done tonight. Like Man United will grow into the game, and I think they will just pip this one. I'm going 3-1 Man United. What are you going to go for?
I don't know. Do you know what I always say? And the same thing I said against Spurs and City. You never meet a team twice and beat them twice. I don't know. I just have this other feeling where you never meet a team twice and beat them twice. Especially when it's a small space, like you meet them after 4 days. I think they always have something for you. I think Spurs, if they met City again at the end of the season, could have been a different game. But meeting us after 4, 3, 5 days, I think if Leeds are playing this good, even though they might lose this game, I think United will take them more seriously because they'll be like, these guys were beating us 1-0 at the beginning of the last game. So even though maybe we won, we still have to take them seriously. So I think United will go gun-ho. I don't know if Casemiro will be back for that one.
No, I think he's a 3-match ban.
3-match ban, yeah.
3-match ban. Yeah. Man United win for you, or can you say we upset?
Okay, so I'm going to go based on recent meetings. In 2021, City at home 2-0. In 2021, City 2-1 away to Aston Villa, 2-1 to Aston Villa away to Aston Villa City, 3-2 to City at the Etihad to win the trophy, 1-1 away at Aston Villa. Now, what I have noticed with Villa is they play bad, but they make it very difficult for Man City somehow. You know how I always tell people this. There's always teams that are tailor-made for Liverpool, tailor-made for City, tailor-made for everybody. They're just tailor-made for you. I think Villa, because of that midfield, they have got pacey young wingers and they've got pacey players throughout the field, I think they make it very difficult for City. And Unai hasn't lost much, I think, so since he came on. The record so far at Villa is win against Spurs, draw with Wolves, win against Leeds, win against Southampton. Obviously, they lost against Leicester City. I don't know how they did. They played okay. City have lost twice
Yeah.
and won 3
Yeah.
times. It's a balanced meeting. It's a balanced meeting so far.
It is. I think you'll be happy it's at the Etihad. I think you'll be very, very happy it is at the Etihad, this one.
Does the Etihad matter in 2022, 23 these days?
That's true. That is true.
The same way as yourself, does Anfield matter anymore these days?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I still think you'll be. I think you need a response. I don't think you played well against Spurs, and I think Holland was very isolated. I think he was very, very isolated against Spurs. I'm going to go 2-0 City. I think City will win this one. I'm going to go 2-0 City.
I don't know. Somebody told me that last time you guys had your UEFA stuff, they just reminded me that you were coming from a loss and people were saying the ban has affected your players, but somehow Pep managed to galvanize your players and you went on a run while the UEFA stuff was not even yet revealed what you're going to get the ban or not. I just feel after that Spurs defeat, it's good we're at home, Doug. I think if we went away again, I think it would be bad. I think regardless, the home fans, like they did against Spurs, will not let them lose. Do you remember when they were losing against Spurs, they booed them?
Yes.
Obviously, some fans are saying they were booing the ref, but I don't know. I believe, but I don't want to judge. But were we booing the ref? I don't know. So I just feel like the fans will not let City sleep at the Etihad, like especially with what's going on. Because right now they'll be pumped against Prem. They'll be pumped for the game. I think it's a game after a long day, a long time. Don't forget, we played for Spurs and we've had a long week before the next game. I think City have to win. We have to win. So I'm looking at a 3-1 because Watkins and them guys always find their way to score against City.
Yeah. What are you going to go for in the City Aston Villa game?
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1. What did you say for Leeds United, Man United as well? I forgot to ask you about that one.
I said United will win. I think they'll win. I think they'll win 3-1 also.
3-1 as well. 3-1 as well. Yeah, apologies. I didn't actually get your Leeds United, Man United scores, guys. Sorry, I do apologise for that. Well, you knew I was going to put a poll in. You knew I was going to put a poll in, mate. You put a well, then Man United have, Leeds United can't get a decent result at home. Yeah, that's true. Leeds 2, Man United 1. Whoa, come on, Leeds. One of my favourite matches of the season so far.
No way. Wait, say that again? No way.
What?
Oh, are you saying about the next match? Not this one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 3-1 Manchester United. Okay. Once you go behind in a hostile atmosphere, it's really actually tricky to turn it around. Leeds 1, Man United 3. Having something to hang on to is massive. Villa were good last week, despite losing to Leicester, just undone by clinical finishing. Still surely City will win, yep. Man City 3, Villa 1. Shane has gone for 2-1 Villa. Wow. I don't see that, Shane, but you never know. Obviously, the same players are oblivious to Haaland being on the pitch. And Man City 4, Aston Villa 2, another high-scoring defeat for Villa. For this poll, 83% of you think Man City are going to beat Villa, and 17% think Aston Villa are going to beat Manchester City. So we shall see. We shall see indeed. The next game, this is not going to be an easy one. Liverpool against Everton. Patrick, Sean Dyche again. Always has a good record against Arsenal. We knew that before the game.
He beat you at Anfield, didn't he? He's also the guy who beat you at Anfield after a long run.
He was the one that ended our long run at home. Yeah.
Ah, Daesh. You know what? This was destiny. This was just destiny. You know why I'm saying this? Sean Dyche has never had good players. I no offense to Brendan players. What I mean is he's never had muscle and good players. You get it? He had
Yeah.
muscle and hard workers, but some of them were good, but not all of them were like good that there's ability that like Decore is a player I wanted at a point in time. And I know Decore is a good player. And I know that at Everton he's just comfortable, but I know there's a player in Decore. Onana is a good player, but these are hard workers, they're runners, and they're powerful. Doug, what I've just listed, if your midfield is not up for it with Sean Dyche and his newfound muscle midfield with technique, I don't know. I just feel like they'll outmuscle you. That's what he's going to do because he loves that. He loves them to fight, to be like Dominic Calvert-Lewin was running rings around Arsenal. He was running rings around Arsenal. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys are you're gonna have to be top notch. Is it away at Anfield or it's at Everton?
It's at Anfield.
Yeah, the hate of your fans towards Everton. I think they're not gonna allow you to lose this. You're gonna have to bring that spirit you brought against City.
Yeah. I'm not confident one bit for this game. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but
don't say it. I can see it in your face. Don't say it. Are you about to say no? What was the last time Everton beat you at Anfield?
2020, 2021.
It's just him. It's him. Why it had to be him?
Dyche. It's Dyche. It's the fact that it's Sean Dyche, and I just hate playing Sean Dyche teams. I really, really do. They'll put about 4 men on Alisson. He did that at Burnley. He did that at Burnley. I'm really sorry, people, but I think Everton win this. I really do. I think Everton win this. I'm going 1-0 Everton. I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. Yeah. But it's a realistic prediction considering how poor Liverpool have been recently. And I know Everton's away form is pretty bad. But it's Sean Dyche. We have a very poor record against Sean Dyche teams. So, for me, I'm going 1-0 Everton. And I think Everton will win the derby. What are you going for?
I don't know. For you and Arsenal, it had to be Sean Dyche. I'm so happy it wasn't us. Because I know what was going to happen to us with our low confidence in him. Like Burnley, we used to beat them. But sometimes we would have a long day. I remember last time we beat them. But the first goal to go in against Burnley was the 60th minute when Aguero hit it so hard, it hit the Burnley defender. So, Tarkowski, and I think he was in the goal. So, the watch went off. But you're in for a fight. Van Dijk is not there. Salah not in form.
Yeah.
Gakpo hasn't settled in. Gomez poor. Matip not so great now.
Yeah.
Oh, Henderson no longer has the legs. Milner, Trent, is he up for a fight against? He's probably going to play what's his name, Oyobi, who's running.
It will be, yeah. This is the thing. I think their midfield is going to overrun us.
That's the thing. I think the battles won in midfield. I think Dice somehow. Okay, obviously there's that Black Lives Matter joke. I don't want to say it, but if someone says Dice has finally found the midfield of his life, which I said he has, because there's technique, power, and hard work. The other was just hard work. The other ones, there was never technique. I don't know, Doug. I just see the midfield overrun you, and they'll press the hell out of you. Is Thiago going to love somebody in his face? Always in his face. Who's going to be in there? Elliot. Is Elliot willing to fight? I think unless the spirit of Anfield rises and gives you courage, I just see Everton winning this. I think it's going to be a long day. I think the best you can hope for is a draw. But I also hope you guys to win because, to be honest with you, there was a point where I was laughing at Liverpool, but now I'm actually saying, you know what? These guys and us were together for 5 years. I think they should at least come back and do something. But I just found like I think they'll trouble you, especially with Onana, Decore, and Gay. It is the Gay.
Yeah.
Just
What are you
them
going
three.
for?
I don't know. I don't know. Wolves manage with a less physical midfield to beat you.
Yeah.
I okay. Since it's Anfield, I say 2-1. I say Salah will
Two
score to
one.
be 1-1 at 1-1. Then Onana header.
Oh, Nana. Yeah, I think you could be right there. I think you could be right. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Well, actually, the poll says otherwise. The poll says otherwise. Um, Hi, Brian. I'm good, mate. Hope you're good. Thank you very much for tuning in. Luke's in the True Red. Hello, mate. Hope you're good. Liverpool nil, Everton nil, says Shane. Liverpool 2, Everton 1, says John Conway. Liverpool 1, Everton nil, says Dan Milne. This Everton squad is probably the best team Dyche has ever had to work with. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Brian saying hello to Patrick as well. It's a derby after all. No team will want to lose. Nil, says Nick Nack. Brian's gone 1-1. We need VVD for the assault from corners and frees. Yeah, absolutely. The players will eat bricks and nails for Daichi. Since when did Daichi's team have a midfield? They just launch it. Yeah, absolutely, indeed. Back Anana to score. Thanks for your comments. Not a problem, my friend. Not a problem as well.
That's what Nick Nack has said. That's what the issue is. I'm saying, like as I said in the past, he never had a midfield that can hold the ball. He never had the midfield that has power and receive it from the back. You know what I mean? A midfield that can carry the ball. Now he has that. And I think he'll be trouble. I think he's gonna be trouble. And you know what? Sean Dyche looks like a guy who comes into your team or can come in a place and he's got that alpha male thing where he takes control of the place. But also people trust in him. I just feel like the Everton team is going to make it now with him. I think they'll
Yeah,
make it.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, I'd like to ask 43% of you that actually think Liverpool are going to win this game. We might win. We might win. You never know. 29% say draw and 29% say Everton. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Right, we do have one more game, and this is a weird, weird timing because they have managed to put this in and amongst the Champions League games. It is Arsenal against Manchester City. It is the top two facing off at the Emirates Stadium. Now, obviously, first meeting this season was obviously a 1-0 win to Manchester City, of course. Nathan Ake, of all people, scoring the winner as well. What? One thing I want to ask you this: if you potentially lose this game, it's not over, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it is. Why I'm gonna say it in two ways. I know people say there's more games left, and Arsenal people will pack the bus. Maybe they'll get few points away from from them. But I just feel like City have to prove a point. I think whether Arsenal fans try to play it down, that FA Cup win can actually be a good thing for City. Can actually be like a good mentality thing for City, because I remember we were saying, "Oh, we don't care if Chelsea beat us in the Carabao Cup, they beat us in the FA Cup. We'll be good. We'll turn up in the Champions League in the final." Guess what happened? They were already in our heads, rent free. Now, Doug, if you look at the history between City and Arsenal, 2020, June 2020, 3-0 City at home. October 2020, 1-0 City. 2021, 1-0 City, very tight game. Arsenal almost beat us in that game. They made it very difficult. All the 1-0s, Arsenal were very strong. Believe it or not, Doug, Arsenal were better than us in all the 1-0s. We beat them, but we just found a way. 5-0 when De Bruyne decided to come off injury and rip them apart. I remember away at the Etihad. Then 2-1. Remember Arsenal's winning 1-0 at the Emirates? They were winning 1-0 at the Emirates until the last minute. We scored, we drew, then Rodri scored in the dying minutes. Arsenal make it difficult for City. They make it very difficult. And funny enough, when we meet Arsenal, the times we beat them 5-0, 3-0, it's when maybe we overpowered them, but most times they've actually made things difficult for us. The only thing is this. What I got from the FA Cup game is, and what I've got from Arsenal throughout the season is, they're a very good team, but they remind me, I keep repeating this, they remind me of the Man City 17-18 team that Liverpool easily smacked, because our team was only playing one sort of football. Attack, leaving holes in the back. They were just attack team, so they couldn't control the game. I saw this at the Etihad when they came. Arsenal just know how to attack, which is great, because if they score first, they keep going. But what I noticed is we beat them because of experience. I don't know if you can agree with me. I noticed that even though Arsenal were playing tiki-taka attack football, City were playing tiki-taka calm down football, just let's relax, let's pick our moments. And somebody told me something when I said, I think Arsenal are going to rinse us. He said, but do you know that I think Arsenal and City are just tailor-made for each other? People expect Arsenal to beat you badly, but I think City love the way Arsenal play, because Arsenal don't pack the bus. He says, have you ever Arsenal packed the bus? The only way they packed the bus was FA Cup and they knocked you out. That's the first time I saw Arteta. I think he was scared that time, and he knew the only way to beat Pep. That's when he won the FA Cup, was to pack the bus. It's difficult for me to predict, but I just feel like, as much as Arsenal fans think they're going to beat us badly at the Emirates, I just feel like they don't lock up. They don't close the back door, and they play a high line. And if the City midfielders, De Bruyne is on the pitch, I hope he is, and Haaland makes those runs. This time, that last time De Bruyne wasn't in, now De Bruyne, if he plays and makes those runs, I have a feeling we'll get at them. I just don't know how to predict this game, because I have a feeling, as much as Arsenal are good, as I said, Doug, Arsenal never packed the bus. And I don't think Arsenal are prime Liverpool. I don't think Arsenal are prime when you had Van Dijk. So, I don't know. What do you think?
You see, if Arsenal were to drop points against Brentford, there's no better game to sort of have a response than against Manchester City. But if you lose this game, it's not over, because I still think Arsenal still got to go to Anfield. They still got to go to St James's Park. Still got to go to the Etihad as well. It's not over until it's not over until it's over, as they say. I mean, Arsenal, the way they play against Manchester United, were very, very good. United did play well in that game. They had to bide their luck a little bit, but they've got a poor record against City, and that this is the thing as well. But I just think this game coming up is not a title decider, because we've still got, after this, I think we've still got about 18 or 17 games left of the season.
Yeah.
So I think Arsenal win the game, but I don't think it's critical enough to say, "Oh, that's it. Arsenal going to go on and win the league."
Do you know who it gives? Sorry for cutting. Do you know who I think this game is more important for City players? Does that make sense? I mean, like, if I feel Arsenal beat us, but I feel like if we actually manage to win again after we won with the FA Cup, I think if we beat them, per se, with that first, since they're claiming that we beat them without the first teams, but City find a way to draw or don't let Arsenal damage us. Because right now, I'm pretty sure City know that these kids are on fire. These kids are it right now. I think if we beat them, I think it'll be more important. If we end up beating them at the Emirates, I think it'll be a more confidence boost for the City team to say we still got it. The guys
Yeah,
are on top, but we still got it. But I still
yeah.
predict Arsenal win this. I think they truly want to prove something for their fans, and they want to prove something against this team.
Yeah, you're going to have an Arsenal win.
As painful as it might be, I think it's gonna be a 2-1. I have a feeling it'll be one of those games. It's 1-0 Arsenal, then City hit back, and you're like, oh, there's hope. We might beat them at the Emirates. Then boom, 2-1. But to be honest with you, I won't be surprised if Man City turn up, because Man City are one of those teams that can be down bad. Even the season you guys beat us. Remember when Laporte was injured, we had no defenders. We were down bad against the small teams, but when we stepped up against Chelsea and other teams, we still gave people trouble. We still managed to step up a game. But I don't know, man. I just feel like Arsenal. I love playing Arsenal more than I like playing Liverpool and Chelsea and other teams, because Arsenal don't know how to park the bus. I know Arsenal will attack.
Yeah.
So as long as our midfielders hit the, or Edison hits the ball over the top, because the other keeper was doing it, Ortega, against Arsenal in the FA Cup, but he's not as good. Remember, 3 times Haaland went through, but the keeper Turner came out. So I'm thinking if it's Edison, Edison, and let's see. I'm intrigued. I'm happy for this game. Even if we get beaten, I just want to see that. What level are we on? Are we that bad this season?
Yeah. I as I said, I don't see this being a title decider. I think psychologically, if Arsenal lose, then I think gives you guys a bit of an advantage. Psychologically, if Arsenal win, then it gives them an advantage, but they still have to go to the likes of Anfield. They still go to go of obviously St James's Park, and obviously the Etihad as well. I don't think it's mathematically going to be decided anyway. But let's see what some of you are saying for this one. Trying to win this game against Everton on Monday. I hope so. You'd like to ask what they are smoking? Yes. Can't cause. I'm going for a 2-2 thriller. So Desmond. Arsenal 2, Manchester City 2. City are the invincible team we're used to them being. They are going to draw plenty of points between now and the end of the season. Yeah, that's true. 3-1 Arsenal, says Shane. Arsenal 2, Man City 1. Let's keep Man City away from the league. Sick of them winning it every year. Yeah. And UEFA Champions League, the teams of Trouble City are the ones that show no fear and go for them. That is very true. Even a draw is a good result for Arsenal versus City. And then Nick Nack said, could be a turning point though if Arsenal lose. It could potentially be one as well. 62% think Arsenal are going to win. 38% say draw. And 0% say Man City, which is very, very interesting.
Wow. Look at that, Doug. How our teams have fallen to grace. We're getting 0. Zero. Where are those times when people feared us? People gave us the game before we even played it. Anyway, as I said in the other game for Nottingham Forest, sometimes it's good when people go against you. I think I am excited. I would be excited if the media continue saying, I love it when media starts saying the underdogs are City. Because I think, Doug, you know that sometimes this underdog mentality gives the players like, are you seriously down saying we are bad? So remember the same thing as we did at Anfield. People say we're gonna lynch you 6-0. Remember, people are like, oh, I don't see Liverpool winning this at all. So we'll see anyway. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly will. And guys, that is it. That is all 12 games predicted. It is still 1-0 to Leeds at Old Trafford, which is mental to say the very, very least. But Patrick, thank you very much for coming on to the channel tonight. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
I've actually enjoyed myself, Doug, and I'd like to thank you especially for inviting me and also putting my link in the bio. My co-host just tagged me and said, Patrick, you reached 2K live on Doug's channel. So all the Doug subscribers, thank you very much. As we are
wow, congratulations.
Subscribing. Thank you very much. I'm very humbled by your channel, people, Doug. And thank you very much, Doug. I appreciate this for you putting me in the link. Like I just checked it right now. It's on 2001. That's gas. 2001 is the year I went to England. That's funny. So
that's fantastic. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. This, I don't know. I can't believe it. I thought I was going to reach there in June. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much, Doug. And thank you, people on Dag's channel. Thank you very much. And guys who haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to Dag's channel, and hopefully we'll have Dag on my channel when Liverpool either play City. I would like to have Dag on my channel so we can all see how we're going from grace. Maybe we'll have a talk about our two managers that are they too stubborn. And they should.
Yeah, that'll be what they call a therapy session, ladies and gentlemen. that'll be what they call a therapy session. Nignac says thanks you for the stream. No, absolutely fantastic, and fantastic for Patrick to get to 2K on the stream. Fantastic. Yeah, thank you very much for subscribing to Patrick's channel, and thank you to everyone who's watched this evening. I really do appreciate it. Now, there won't be any videos tomorrow because I'm actually out tomorrow. But Friday there is a Champions League preview. I will be having Mick Moran from the Copite podcast, and also Maisie from Devils United will be joining me. So there we go. Nate says, "Well, I'll be 2002." So there you go. There you go, another subscriber for Patrick. But no, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate everyone who's tuned in this evening. And
thank you very much. Sorry, I was listening to the rain. Thank you very much, Nate. I appreciate it. But thank you very much, Doug, for having me. I actually had fun doing this. It's just that sometimes when you're doing these Prem things, they seem like they're long, but they are very interesting because you get to discuss the rest of the Prem. I actually was talking to a bunch of guys who are in a group. I said, I always see people with the top 6 channels. It's always top 6, you know what I mean, Aston or whatever. I would love to have a channel where I would like to speak to fans from Leeds, how they're feeling, fans from Bournemouth, you know what I mean? Listen to that perspective, like how are they feeling from that side? Because all we hear from ourselves is, oh, this season we didn't sign blah, so we didn't. But the other guys, what do they feel? Because sometimes the budget is lower. You know what I mean? So I would love to just be hearing from fans from other clubs and have the interest and see how it is from the other side, you know. But I appreciate it. And I thank you very much.
No, it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure. Guys, thank you very much for watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys on Friday for a UEFA Champions League preview. And we shall see if Leeds can hang on at Old Trafford. That would be an amazing result for Leeds United. But we will see anyway. But from the two of us,
for you and me, we need this. We need this.
Come on, Leeds. Come on, Leeds. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Good night, and I'll see you on Friday. Cheers.